Hi students, how are you? I am back with another video. We are almost finished with Unit 8. We are almost finished with Unit 8. Today we will check the homework that I gave you last time, and we will read a job recommendation. A job recommendation. We are going to practice reading by looking at a job recommendation. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But for now, let's go ahead. I want you to get out your homework, get out your workbook, and we will go over the homework. Okay, so get out your workbooks. Do you have your workbook? Great. So we are going to go over the homework. The homework was practicing conjunctions. Say it with me. Conjunctions. Conjunctions, remember, are words that we use to connect two words or sentences together. So the conjunctions that we practiced were and, or, and but. And connects two ideas that are similar, that go together, both at the same time. So I can say you can have apples and bananas. Do you remember that example? You can have apples and bananas. That means I am going to give you both. If I say you can have apples or bananas, you have to make a choice. Or connects choices. So you can either have just apples or just bananas. You cannot have both. And but means you can have apples, but you can't have bananas. That means your only choice is to have apples. You cannot have bananas. So and, two things that go together, both. Or a choice, one or the other, not both at the same time. And but means just one and not the other. So let's look at the homework so we can practice. Are you ready? So on your homework, you had to look at the chart that they gave you. Okay, you had to look at the chart. And we are going to combine the sentences using and, but, or. And these sentences will be in simple past tense. So let's look at the example that they gave you. We have Dora, and then it says go to the meeting and take notes. So we look at Dora. Do you see Dora? She's in the middle. We look at Dora. And what did Dora do? These were her duties, the jobs that she had to do. Dora had to make the coffee, go to the meeting, answer calls, and take messages. She had four duties. Okay? I see it says go to the meeting. Did she go to the meeting? Yes, she went to the meeting. Did she take notes? No, she didn't take notes. She took messages, but she didn't take notes. So we have a yes and a no together. That tells us it's going to be a but. Dora went to the meeting, but she didn't take notes. Dora went to the meeting, but she didn't take notes. Let's look at the next one. We have Adam. Check the office email. Go to the meeting. So we're looking to see, did he do these two duties? Did he check the office email? Yes. Did he go to the meeting? Yes. Two yeses, two things that are going together. So for this one, it's going to be Adam checked the office email and went to the meeting. He did both things, two. Okay? Let's look at the Rachel, and we have prepare the meeting room, make the coffee. So did she do those two duties? Let's see. Did she prepare the meeting room? When I look at Rachel on my chart, I see yes, she prepared the meeting room. And did she make the coffee? Nope. So we have a yes, prepare the meeting room, no, make the coffee. So Rachel prepared the meeting room, but she didn't make the coffee. Okay, remember, when we have a yes and a no together, that is going to be a but. Okay, Dora and Adam. So now we're looking at two people. Go to the meeting, prepare the room. Okay, so did they both go to the meeting? Yes. Did they prepare the room? No, they didn't prepare the meeting room. So again, a yes and a no. Dora and Adam went to the meeting, but they didn't prepare the room, the meeting room. Okay, Dora and Adam went to the meeting, but they didn't prepare the meeting room. Okay, number 5. We just have Adam this time. Take notes, make copies. Okay, let's see. I see yes for take notes, and I see another yes for make copies. So 2 yeses, and that's going to tell me this is an and statement. Adam took notes. See how we put it in past tense? Adam took notes and made copies. And number 6, we're just looking at Rachel. Just looking at Rachel. So Rachel is in the first column. Okay. Did she pick up supplies? Yes, she did. Did she deliver the mail? Another yes. 2 yeses. So when we have 2 yeses, that tells us that she did them both. This is going to be an and sentence. So let's look at it. Rachel picked up supplies and delivered the mail. Both past tense verbs. Rachel picked up the supplies and delivered the mail. Let's look at the next section. So in this section, we're just choosing and, but, or. We have to put in the correct word. They show you another chart. It shows you what people do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, these are the days that Rachel, Dora, and Adam have to eat lunch at the desk and answer calls. Okay, so it says, please eat lunch at your desk and answer calls on these days. So Rachel, Dora, and Adam all work at the same place. And on these days, they will eat lunch at their desk and answer calls, both things. Okay, they show you the schedule for this week, and then they show you the schedule for next week. So let's look at the example. Dora eats lunch at her desk on Tuesday. So we look at Tuesday, and yep, Dora's eating at her lunch. And then when does she eat at her desk again? On Thursday. So Dora eats lunch at her desk on Tuesday and Thursday, both days. Let's look at number 2. On Monday, Rachel, and then is it going to be and, but, or? So we have a blank. Rachel, Adam, answer calls. So let's look at Monday. Do you see Monday? I see we have Rachel and we have Adam. This week, Rachel will answer calls, and next week, Adam will answer calls. So this week, Rachel, and next week, Adam will answer calls on Monday. So this one's going to be an or. Rachel or Adam answer calls on Mondays. Okay? This is an or because on one week, one person does it. On the other week, another person does it. Let's look at number 3. This week, Adam eats lunch at his desk on Wednesday. Okay? So we go and look. There's a blank. Friday. So let's see. Adam eats lunch at his desk on Wednesday, is he also eating lunch at his desk on Friday? Yes. 2 yeses, so this is going to be an and. This week, Adam eats lunch at his desk on Wednesday, yes, and Friday, both days. And number 4, Dora and Adam eat lunch at their desk twice a week. Remember, twice a week means 2 times. So Dora and Adam eat lunch at their desk twice a week. Blank, Rachel doesn't. She eats lunch at her desk only once a week. So now we have a yes sentence. They eat lunch at their desk, Dora and Adam. We have a no sentence. Rachel doesn't. So this one is going to be a but sentence. Okay? Dora and Adam eat lunch at their desk twice a week, but Rachel doesn't. She eats at her desk only once a week, 1 time. How did you do? I hope you did well. We are going to move on and learn something new. We are going to practice reading letters of recommendation. So let's talk about that. What is a letter of recommendation? So, a letter of recommendation is a letter, or maybe today, an email, that a teacher or an employer sends to help you get a job or to get into school. Let me say that again. What is a recommendation? Well, teachers and employers, that means people who you work for, often write recommendation letters or emails to help you get a job or get into school. If you want to go to vocational school, or you want to go to college, you might need a letter of recommendation. You could ask me, your teacher, to write a letter that would say, I think you are a great student. I would talk about all the things that you do well. I could say, you always do your homework on time. You always come to class. You ask lots of good questions. These are things that make a good student. So in a letter of recommendation, you want somebody to talk about all the good things that you do, so other people will want to hire you for a job or let you into their school. Okay, this is a letter of recommendation. So we are going to look at a letter of recommendation. So here is the letter of recommendation. Before we read it, I want you to look at the picture. Who is in this picture? Who is in this picture? Who do you see? Do you see a woman in a wheelchair? I see a woman in a wheelchair. She is wearing a blue shirt. And I see a man pushing the woman. What do you think his job is? Who helps patients? Who helps patients go from one place to another? An orderly, right. So the man in white is the orderly, and he is pushing a patient who is in a wheelchair. And there is a woman behind him, and she is talking to him. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's read the recommendation letter, and maybe we will find out more about who the people in the picture are. I want you to listen. I'm going to play a tape of the recommendation letter so you can listen, but I also want you to read, okay? So listen and follow along. Read. Okay, here we go.
Page 102, Exercise 2. Track 19.
Dear Mr. O'Hara, I am happy to write this recommendation for Marco Alba. Marco started working at Valley Hospital as an orderly in 2016. He takes patients from their rooms to the lab, delivers x-rays, and takes flowers and mail to patients. He also delivers linens and supplies. He is an excellent worker, and his co-workers like him very much. We are sorry to lose Marco. He wants to go to school and needs to work part-time, but we don't have a part-time job for him right now. I recommend Marco very highly. Please contact me for more information. Sincerely, Suzanne Briggs, Human Resources Assistant.
Okay, so that was a recommendation letter. Okay, that was a recommendation letter. If you want to hear the letter again, remember, you can go back on the video, you can rewind and listen to it again. It is good practice to listen to it again. I am going to ask you some questions now to see if you understood the letter, okay? So let's do some practice questions. When did Marco start his job at Valley Hospital? We have a when question, so that tells us a time. Okay, when did Marco start his job at Valley Hospital? Can you look at the letter? Do you see? Take a minute to find it. He started his job in 2016. Do you see that? I highlighted it in yellow. I put a line in yellow underneath it. He started working at Valley Hospital as an orderly in 2016. Let's go to the next question. What is his job? What is his job? Well, we just said it. We just said it. He is an orderly. What is his job? He is an orderly. And why is Marco leaving? Do you remember when they said why Marco is leaving? Do you remember hearing that? See if you can find it. Take a minute to look at the reading again. Keep looking. And what does it say? Why is Marco leaving his job? He is leaving his job because he wants to go to school. There it is in yellow again. He wants to go to school. Okay, so that is why he is leaving his job. Well, who wrote this email? Who wrote this email? Did Marco write this email? No, Marco cannot recommend himself. Marco did not write the email. Did Mr. O'Hara write the email? No, the email is to Mr. O'Hara. Who wrote the email? Suzanne Briggs wrote the email. She works in human resources. Remember, human resources, or HR, are the people at a job who help you if you have a problem or need help. So if you have a problem at your job, you have to talk to human resources, and they can help you. So Suzanne Briggs is helping Marco by giving him a letter of recommendation. If Mr. O'Hara has a question about Marco, who should he ask? If he wants to know more about Marco, who should he ask? Well, again, he's going to ask Suzanne Briggs. She says, please contact me for more information. So if he has a question about Marco, who should he ask? Suzanne Briggs. So that was a letter of recommendation. I want you to now get your workbooks. Get your workbooks. You are going to do pages 96 and 97 in the workbook. It's going to be great practice, okay? And we will go over the answers in the next video and keep learning about careers, jobs, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.